how to turn a camera telescope adapter into an extreme close range macro lens. Things you'll need: the telescope adapter and the eyepiece to the telescope. In this case I'm using a 25mm one. First off, remove the end of the adapter. You don't need that piece. Taking the eyepiece, normally it goes in the back end. This time put it in the front and secure. And there's the basics of the macro lens. The problem is it's got a very wide aperture at the moment, so it's got a very shallow depth of field, and we need to increase that to get better images. Thinking outside the box, I happen to have a lens baby which comes with these pre-cut little circle discs with different size holes in them. It's also labelled in this case with what they consider the f-stops, from 2.8, 4, 5, 6, so on. They happen to fit perfectly into the back of the lens. I'm taking the f16 here, just going to drop it in the end. If you can see, it just sits in perfectly. At the moment though, it's loose. So what we need to do is just secure it. Taking a bit of blue tack, just make sure it's nice and soft. Drop it in the end. Just push it down until it's nice and firm in the gaps at the bottom. That'll do. That just holds it in place. And there we have an extreme close range macro lens with an okay depth of field. Just for referencing and scale, the flower is roughly an inch across, and I'm focusing on the little stamens at the end. This is how far I need to be in focus. So if I'm just there, it's going to be there. 10/16 away. Using this lens without any filters on, this is straight out the camera. You can see it's really got a very shallow depth of field. I mean, it's reading at a ISO 100 with a 60-second exposure with this light, how close I've got it. I've now put in the first f-stop filter, or f-stop ring. It's labelled as f8, and already you can see a hell of a lot of difference in depth of field. Now switch to the f11 ring. You can now see a lot more detail coming in. In fact, I think I'm off focus. Very slightly off focus, but I'm not going to change it for this one. Going to keep everything the same for this test. Final test, we'll put the ring with the 16 number on it now. As you can see, a heck of a lot more depth of field now. It's now on a 50th of a second, but the ISO's more than doubled. It's now 3200 to keep the same exposure in the pictures.